Sorry. I'll watch that.
You can say it. I can't. And we have nothing there. And let's roll that clip. Nope, not yet. Emil, you might be too polished for this episode. I think you're ready to roll.
I'm ready to roll. That's right, man. As long as the heater's warm in the van.
We got the... Okay. Ah! No more. We're not saying that anymore. Welcome to Big Words I Know by Heart, a program of rants, raves, faves, pet peeves, personal vendettas, celebrity interviews, and anything else we can fill the half hour with. My esteemed guest today is Emil Novak Sr., filmmaker, conventioneer, and the owner and proprietor of Queen City Books, Buffalo's oldest comic shoppy. That's the Old English. And Mark has brought cue cards. Joining me in the co-host hot seat after passing out popsicles from a panel van is Mark McElligott.
He hasn't gotten it right yet. I've known him 5 years. He hasn't got my name right
Welcome,
yet.
gentlemen.
I was thinking I had his name wrong all along. Nice to have me on the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. As I was telling you before the show, I knew that you had your finger in a lot of pies, but I had no idea just how many until I started researching you for the show. You have 3,000 films under production right now.
$29.99.
There's Banshee, correct?
Banshee.
There is Frankenstein's Patchwork Monster.
Currently in post-production.
And that's launching this summer, kids. Correct?
Well, spring. March or April, depending on the dates we can find and the temperature.
And you're planning on staging that at North Park? The world premiere is going to be at the North Park Theater on Hurdle Avenue?
I'm hoping to, yes. I have some friends there and stuff. It's a beautiful place. And then we're also going to have a screening at the Hamburg Theater, probably at the Amherst, probably at the Riviera, maybe somewhere up where Dr. Frankenstein lives, where Bill Kennedy lives. There should be a theater up towards Niagara Falls, New York.
Nice.
And some festivals, too. We'll have some screenings at festivals, too.
Will that be at the Buffalo Horror? No, I don't know what that was called. It's in my questions. The Buffalo Screams Festival.
No, Buffalo Screams is not around anymore. It's called something to do with Film Fantastic or something.
Shitballs.
Yeah. Shitballs. There are a couple festivals in town, but I don't think we're going to be able to catch them. Bill Cowles is coming up. We might be able to sneak in that, but I'm not sure.
Now, Mark, what have you done with your 68 years of life? What have you really accomplished?
Pretty much nothing. Yeah,
we're done with
answer.
you. We're done with you. Emil, are you ready for the questions, sir?
Yeah, I want to defend this guy eventually somewhere along the line because I happen to. He's a friend also.
There just isn't enough time.
Okay, so we'll just throw him under the bus.
Yes, that's
right.
what he's here for.
Well, I've been waiting. I've been here since 3 o'clock. So I mean, let's get going, man.
Emil, your newest project, Frankenstein's Patchwork Monster, is presumably, and Emil was kind enough to bring me a promotional T-shirt, which I can show off here. Can my viewers buy these shirts?
Yeah, we can buy them at the store. I own Queen City Bookstore. It's on Main Street up near the University Plaza.
I love black T-shirts, so I will wear this.
Yeah, well, that's a nice logo, too. It's a great shirt. I got extra large for my friends who like buffalo food.
Do you have a moo-moo for Mark?
We have a moon pie for him.
Now, your newest project, Frankenstein's Patchwork Monster, is presumably about the Frankenstein monster.
That's absolutely correct.
How do you, let's get to the right camera here.
Okay.
How do you hope to outperform the already perfect adaptation starring Robert De Niro from the 90s?
Well, my Dr. Frankenstein does not show his penis like De Niro does in that film. We tried to get him to do it, but he wasn't enough money. We didn't have enough money for that.
Will it be in the DVD director's cut?
No, it ain't happening.
Okay. I just bought God damn it with the okays. No more! I just bought a Blu-ray player, so will I be able to get this on my Blu-ray?
You'll be able to get it on Blu-ray, regular DVD, and we're actually going to have the way the film was shot with a lot of noir lighting, that we actually did some black and white testing, so it's going to be at the Transit Drive-In in the summer.
Beautiful.
A black and white
kidding.
screening at the drive-in.
Nice.
It might actually look better in black and white than color, but we're gonna determine that.
That's the one on the border of Lockport, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like the last one we have in our area.
Mark's cinder-based trailer home is actually set up right next to that.
Yeah.
Well, those are
right
the
around
balcony
corner from that.
seats. You see.
It's right around the corner from that.
Oh yeah, we can visit Mark in the afternoon and go over there at night.
Absolutely.
Get all pickled.
Yeah. I'll provide the popcorn and the young women.
Emil,
Yes.
did you get into filmmaking for the crippling tax losses to balance your business books? Or do you feel that there's an artistic void somewhere between Hammer Films and Troma?
Well, there probably is. Obviously, I grew up. Hammer Films to me were my Universal films in the '60s when my dad took us to the drive-in a lot and the movies and things. Those were the films those were my first series of films by one particular studio. First time we saw color blood, on the screen. Beautiful half-naked ladies and Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee's fantastic.
Yeah, to me, those were my Universal films, though I do love Universal equally as much. And was there a void? I don't know if there was a void. I've always been enamored with period pieces. That's the reason why my Tesla film was a period piece also. Kind of a Doctor Who period piece, but still...
Which season of the Doctor Who?
I like a lot of doctors.
Moving on.
All I know is that every now and again there's a cute chick on the show. Otherwise, I don't watch it at all.
Shut the hell up, Mark.
Yeah, well, phone booths don't
Emil,
work for me.
are you personally responsible for writing and co-writing scripts, or did you steal it out from under someone and put your name all over it like Mel Brooks with Young Frankenstein and most of his filmography?
No, I actually, a lot of stuff that I write and put together is based upon, ideas I have and obviously some homages to the past. But, I mean, every single thing that I do, I sometimes have people that will assist me with it. They'll read it over, they'll interject. Because obviously writing is okay and fun to do, but that's not my strength. I'm more of a pure visual person. Mm-hmm. But you do have to have a good script along with it. So I like the past. My homages are there if you know where to look. And I've had other people that have edited with me and helped me out and stuff. You
mentioned Cat People as one of the influences for your upcoming film.
That's right. I love Val Lewton and some of the classics, directors from that era. I like the scare more than the gut stab, personally.
Beautiful.
I like the performance. I like the good costuming. I love a great composition, and obviously production design is key.
And my booking agent tells me that you brought a clip.
Yes, we have. Glad you should ask.
Can we? Do you want to talk this clip up, or are we just going to roll it?
I'll give you a couple seconds. Basically, this clip is where Herman, who's Dr. Frankenstein's assistant, runs in to tell the doctor more or less that obviously his fiancée to be got sick. She's unconscious. There's a problem. We need to. What can you do? Are you a doctor? Can you help me? Mm-hmm. She choked on something. She's obviously not doing well. So they talk about briefly that they might have to use their experiments on her to bring her back to life. And
Fair enough.
It runs briefly. We have covered up one of the lab attendants because that's under wraps right now. We don't want to give away the secret to that character yet. So there's a little black circle you'll see for a few moments.
Did everyone have to sign disclosure agreements for the making of this film?
That's correct. They sure did.
Bill is under a gag order.
Yes.
Bill's in the audience. He's not allowed to speak.
Hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill. Bill did a fantastic bonus segment, which you'll be able to see on Big Words Video 6.5 on your YouTubes. Mark had a clip of getting deliced over the holidays. We're not going to run that clip. Emil, can we see that clip? And this is Frankenstein's Patchwork Monster. We're queuing it up?
Yeah.
Let's roll that clip. Okay, we'll go to... No more okays! Shitballs.
Well, that's...
There we are.
See, if my
There
name
we
was
go.
in here,
That's okay.
I wanted to be delightful, but it just didn't work. But, these things can happen. You know how it goes.
Okay, we on pause for a second?
No, we're ready to rock and roll, brother.
We're rolling.
Rolling?
Had to get the dust off of that.
What is the abomination doing at your side?
He is watchful and he is helping me.
Well, he better not touch her body. Is she awakened yet, Doctor?
I have not been able to bring air back to her lungs. I found this lodged in her throat, a piece of seafood.
Of course. We enjoyed a fine dinner of seafood. Mussels? I'm not actually sure. Is she breathing ever lightly?
Barely, if at all. Her throat is very swollen. I guess a seafood allergy has befallen her.
We must do more. You must help her. Something. Anything.
I have done everything at my disposal aside from electricity.
Doctor, no. How could you even consider such a fate?
Options are limited right now.
Our testing is designed for cadavers, not living beings like Clarice.
Her fate is in God's hand, the same God you believe in.
Can we take her to the village? They have a doctor.
They have a physician, not a medical doctor.
They can do it.
They can only do less than I've already tried. The nearest doctor is in Budapest, and that, my friend, is a full 2 days' ride from here. I fear the worst if we travel. We are to bring her back. We are to begin as quick as this moment.
Will she be the same?
For this, I do not know. But do we have any other choice but to try?
My trust is in your judgment, sir. Please, be kind with her.
I will take the utmost care of Clarice. You have this gentleman's word on that.
Very nice.
Okay, so the moral is don't put mussels in your mouth.
What is the abomination?
Oh, dear.
He is watchful. He is helping me.
Oh, no.
I think the moral of that scene is not to be so shellfish. Get it? You get that? Oh my God, that was terrible.
Wait, I gotta catch my breath.
Fucking
Wait.
hate puns.
Okay.
I love the period
There we go.
costumes.
Thank you. A couple little minor problems in there that we still have to correct in those scenes. There happens to be a neon light on the upper roof there. But, we're going to deal with that.
Do you run dailies? How does the editing process work?
I don't run dailies. We just basically shot. I would take a look at the footage when I got back home before I transferred it off the camera. And right now I'm currently about 65 minutes into the film. It'll be about 90 minutes. It's going to be a fast-paced film. It's going to move around. There's not one of these like day one, day two. It all seems to happen within a short period of time.
It's fluid and organic.
Yes, exactly. I'm pretty happy with it.
As a producer, is producing really about hiring some guy to put in the commas and shit? Or does it have more to do with selecting the food catering?
Well,
that's an homage to Get Shorty, by the way.
Okay, there you go. I like that. That's good stuff. Good script there, too. Today, a producer is usually the person that's obviously, making the film, unless you're in the range of millions of dollars. And that's when the producer, makes sure he determines what actors he wants, and he can also determine the craft services. But usually it doesn't work that way on a small film. You have to wear a lot of hats when you're making an independent film.
David Fincher's one of my favorite directors.
One of mine, too. Great color palette. Fantastic.
Do you share his budget for this upcoming film?
I
Was
wish
it $110 million or $245 million?
If I had even a fraction of either of those, I'd be able to make 10 films.
I don't know how that guy gets away with pushing his budgets. They give him a lot of rope, and he just pushes it.
They're all like that. They're all like that. You know why? All their buddies get paid. Some guy gets. Everybody's getting tons of money. It's a little club, You tell me you can't make a film for $100 million or $200 million.
It's the old boys society.
That's exactly what I'm getting at without getting in trouble.
Mark, your 2 cents? Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Now,
is he always just quiet? All he does is laugh.
That's all he can do.
This is why I'm not the Ed McMahon of this show all the time.
Emil, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is largely concerned with reanimating dead flesh.
Go there.
Do you think this technology actually exists today, and can it be applied to my ex-wife's nether regions?
Well, it takes two to tango, so you might need a jolt of something yourself. I don't know. Are you sort of indirectly telling us there's a problem there?
I haven't had an intimate brush since my cat accidentally bumped into me last year.
Smelly pussy cat.
Now, Emil, why bother with elaborate makeup when you can just throw everything up on a green screen?
Well, first of all, green screen's a lot more difficult than you think.
Kids today, they're just throwing everything up on the green screen.
Well, it's this thing called YouTube, whatever hell it's called. It's.
I don't think that's going anywhere.
There's no future.
It's a dead end.
There's no future there. Hey, more power to them. At least kids are being creative. They're doing things. I think that's important. Actually, there's really almost no makeup in this film except for the special effects sequences. All the actors were in natural makeup. I think Melantha Blackthorne, she had makeup from time to time because we wanted to make her look pretty before she has a sickness.
From some of the stills or the clips that I've seen for Banshee, that it looked like there was a lot of makeup work that you.
Yeah.
The Banshee character herself was loaded with makeup. Mark, you showed up from one day, didn't you?
I no, I have never been at any of these. I
were
was
supposed to be
going
in Decade.
I wanted to be involved in Patchwork Monster. I was going to come in and read for the local sheriff or constable or something like that.
Yeah.
And it happened while I was at work. I missed it.
Sorry, we missed you
So,
too.
well, no, it's all right. I'm still in the swing. Someday I'll be in something.
You had a chance to do something with your life, and you
I did.
fucking blew it.
I did.
Well, he was going to be in one of the zombie
pissed it
films
away.
too once, if you remember. You were going to be an extra zombie in
Yeah,
Decade.
yeah. I don't
That was
know.
like 2013 or something.
And these things just keep popping by.
To use the worst metaphor in the universe, how many finished films do you have in your quiver?
Well, I
I don't
actually
even know what that means.
I actually have like 3 films finished. No, 4 films finished, and the Tesla one unfinished. But I don't have them on DVD. I've premiered Something Dark, which was a horror anthology in 2012 or 2011, and Decade was premiered in 2012. Frankenstein will be premiered this spring. Banshee never got premiered. When we were shooting at the Buffalo train terminal downtown, the guy who was in charge of the building at the time overbooked to like a hippie show, some kind of like like one of these Grateful Dead kind of art show things.
Fucking hippie.
Yeah, we're trying to shoot this film. We're trying to record decent audio, and we lost a day or two there. And that needs a couple little extra shots of somebody as the character, and we still have to do the last bit, which ties into the first bit. So the film probably needs about a week of shooting.
My impression of trying to film anything in Buffalo is that if you walk out into the street with a camera, there's a guy with a big burlap sack and a dollar sign on the outside of it. Is that pretty close to the truth?
Well, some people in this town do cast the same people over and over and over again. I wouldn't want to put that in the same team or same category, but you have to find new talent on every film. You can't work with the same thing all the time. You know?
Did you have to pay people off to get into the terminal to film, or did they just give you carte blanche?
I had to have. I got that for a good price, but I still had to have the $1 million insurance policy in case anybody fell from the ceiling.
Right.
Christ on a pogo stick.
But we shot that pretty good.
Still does that?
He does that still?
Apparently.
I thought he uses one of those like those drones or something.
He could be twerking now, for all I know.
They use a drone to bring in the bread when they break the bread. The drone brings.
They use the Amazon drone.
Fucking post.
Emil, you also host the Buffalo Comic-Con every year at the Marriott near the University of Buffalo.
That's correct.
Oh, this is a question for Mark. I'm sorry. This is Mark's one question. Don't blow.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Emil hosts the Buffalo Comic-Con every year at the Marriott near the University of Buffalo. As a frequent artist there in years gone by, do you have to notify each and every attendee that you live in or near the neighborhood?
Actually, yes. The judge was very clear about that. At any schools, I got to notify everybody whenever I come into town.
I wasn't aware of this. No.
Emil, as a counterpoint, describe the most pathetic cosplayer you've ever seen at the Comic-Con and why.
The most pathetic one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard to say what's really truly pathetic, but some people will wear the tightest, skimpiest clothes in the world. We had a male actor.
They don't have the body for it?
No, sometimes they have too much body. It was a male actor. I think I can't remember what the character was. If I mentioned it, it would probably, blow the cover. But the person was very, very well proportioned in the nether regions. And
was he wearing a cod piece?
He was packing.
I thought it was sort of, it was like Frank Zappa or Robert Plant. They'd always have a little extra kielbasa down there,
Coming out of the holidays, I can tell you without
Scraping the floor, Bill.
sweeping the floor.
Tripod.
If you saw my ass right now after surviving the holidays, it looks like cottage cheese in a garbage bag. Take that to the bank.
Where did that come from?
I have no idea.
Just talking about being extra large, I guess.
In the biz, they call it a non sequitur.
Sequitur?
Here comes. This could either go over very well or like the proverbial Led Zeppelin. Emil?
Where did that, Led Zeppelin came from?
Mark
boy.
knows where we're going here.
Yes, I do.
I am working on pitching a daily comic strip to the syndicates.
Okay.
I would like to get your feedback on my concept sketch if you could watch the monitor.
Is he drawing it?
I'm not drawing it. This is Tom's work.
Oh, that's a hit.
Muhammad is a stinky head.
What do you think? You think that's got legs?
It's got legs. It's got a lot of things.
Could that be the new Peanuts?
Close. Who was your art director on this? Was it McElligott?
It was not me. I had nothing to do with it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, my
there.
Lord.
Yes, I like the stink lines coming up.
He
off
made
them.
it.
Yes.
The stink lines are great.
That's it.
Can I have you could
So-
probably frame this and sell it on Bay E.
I was using
We
a
all
number
need to be
2
armed from
Bristol
now on.
pen for that one, by the way.
Were
I don't
you?
even know what that is. Let's move as far away from that bit as we can.
Please do.
Now, how did you react to when one of the people on the show got killed off by the zombies on the mid-season pre-sweeps partial finale cliffhanger to The Walking Dead?
What did I think about it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a real cheesy way to put the kibosh on a contract that was running out.
Yeah. Yeah. Beth wanted to go into singing for her career.
You're reading between the lines. You know how to see behind the scenes.
Well, here's the thing. It's real short. Short and simple. People have a tendency to become very close and affectionate with the characters that they see on screen. And through the 4 seasons that we've seen, or 3.5 seasons of Walking Dead, whatever the hell it is, it's the 5th season, I think it is, that we saw half of, they've killed off just about everybody. So eventually what's going to happen is people are going to say, like, they don't have any connection anymore.
Right.
Because a lot of the people who are even still alive in the comic book, they're already dead, too.
Long gone.
So who are we going to have? The young kid and his old man? The old man, Rick's got no hand in the comic book. He already chopped it off in the comic. I don't think they're going to go that far with the TV show.
I tapped
Then he's
out
not
on
going to be
Vine.
able to, take care of business.
He could pitch hit with the stranger. No? Pitch hit with the
Or a
stranger.
dead zombie. Or a zombie tramp.
Ooh.
Following up, how did you react when AMC announced that they are launching an entire network centered around prequels, sequels, standalones, reboots, puppet shows, and talk shows that talk about the talk shows that talk about The Walking Dead?
Well, see, you know more than I thought. You've got a connection with the Talking Walking Dead, whatever it's called.
I'm in the biz. I'm in the know.
I think you are. I think you must be Mr. AMC himself.
I've got
Finger on the pulse.
I've got the QT
You know there's a sequel coming out, too, by the way.
to The Walking Dead.
Well, it's a companion film, not called The Walking Dead, that they claim they'll never actually meet, but that takes place on the West Coast, and
Under the same conditions.
same
Different
conditions.
People, right?
And the title, sadly, I can't remember it. Folks will figure it out. They'll hear about it soon. But the word sort of reminded me of something more scientifically connected, or with radiation, or something related to some kind of experimentation. Almost as if they might answer more questions in that that companion piece.
I know they're doing a companion show. I don't know.
That's the one I'm speaking of. Yeah.
Mark, you want to weigh in on this? Nobody
no.
wants your opinion.
That's right.
Yes.
Emil is the most successful comic store in Buffalo. How many minutes can you tolerate when a fanboy blathers on endlessly about their lexicon of artist and writer knowledge before you disassociate or have an out-of-body experience?
Well, I'll go as long as I can with the conversation, but here's the problem you run into. If 2 or 3 other characters show up similar to Mark, or John, our friend John Warren, or even Jason Youngblood,
Yes.
that crazy bastard. We love Jason.
Jay.
Jason's a good kid, though. But,
He's a great guy.
And then you can't get out of the conversation because all of a sudden they're all basically in love with each other now.
They're geeking out like
yeah,
crazy.
it's a man love without touching thing, you know?
Yeah. It gets pretty orgiastic, actually.
But if it's one kid, I can usually get out of it. I'll look over to Virginia, and one of the workers are my son, and they'll give me the clue, you know? It's like one of these kind of,
You
these,
tap out.
Tap right out, man. It's like one of these, like, freaking Templar moves. Boop, boop, and I'm all
Call
set.
me on my cell phone. Mom's sick. I gotta go.
Have you ever been cornered by a man with the last name of Muth?
Mute.
Emil knows what I'm talking
Yeah.
Yeah, we know a Muth. How do you actually know him, too?
about. We'll save that for
Holy
another show.
Yeah.
shit, that kid doesn't shut up.
Now, is it true that you're developing a horror film based on the appearance of Mark's genitals?
Oh.
Well, have you ever seen a film called The Groove Tube?
No?
The Groove Tube came out in the Richard might know that. Richard, our
70s,
producer
yeah.
guy.
I remember.
And it's some of the members of like Saturday Night Live before. It's a transition between like the people who were writing for
Lampoon?
National Lampoon, which and some of those guys parlayed everything into Saturday Night Live.
Second
Right.
City?
Right, Second City is part of it too.
Yeah.
But in the middle, they made a film called The Groove Tube. Kentucky Fried Movie's kind of a little
Yeah,
related to it
same
too.
kind of thing.
The Zucker brothers, right?
Right. But in this film,
Very similar.
they did this real wild thing. They had there was a close-up on something. You didn't know what it was for a minute. It looks like it's a piece of flesh, maybe a nose. There's a little nose, two little eyes.
I don't like
glued
where
on,
this is going.
Two eyes glued onto it.
Get
and
me
a little
off this
fake
crazy
mouth.
train.
But as the camera pulls back, real super slow, it actually was a penis upside down.
Big old schwanz.
And then the testicle area, that range down there, was like, it looked like it was the old man's forehead. It was wrinkled. But it was all, the guy was upside down. It's absolutely hilarious. And then they pull back, you realize it's a talking penis. So the guy would like, he would do one of those kind of cringy things, you know, when you can make it work move once in a while. I don't know if you ever had if you're
Cock magic.
cock magic. And basically, you pull back, you realize what the damn thing was. It's hilarious. Check out the Groove Tube. It's got Chevy Chase in there. It's got a lot of the main people from Saturday Night Live. Hilarious friggin' movie.
One of the things I pondered while watching Wolf of Wall Street on the Blu-ray
The Blu-ray?
was
Blu-ray.
we had an era, I think, of exposure to man-ass, and now we're reaching an era of the semi-erect penis in the major Hollywood film. I don't know if that ushered in the new era, if Scorsese is just introducing us all to...
He's trying something new. That film was only about an hour too long, by the way.
Every movie today suffers from a lack of editing. Every movie is 14 hours now. When you go
just
to
get to the freaking point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even Gone Girl, even Fincher with Gone Girl, that should have been 2 hours flat. Done.
Yeah, I agree.
I love his color palette. He's got kind of that greenish brown color palette. It's
I love the man,
fantastic.
but I think that's his first misstep, was that Gone Girl.
I can't believe Gone Girl had to be that long either. It's a good film, actually, overall.
With the trailers, it was 4.5 days elapsed time.
Jesus, man, it almost sounds as...
I hated it, but I bought it.
But I saw
and
the-
now
I
I have
saw
it in the
the
mail in a
sequel.
week.
You
You
shouldn't
will?
have to pause it to eat.
Yeah.
You know.
I saw the sequel to it called Noah.
No.
Noah.
Oh, jeez.
That was a Mark joke. Didn't work. Sorry.
No, it wasn't. My standards are way higher than that.
Sadly, we're almost out of time.
Come on.
So
I didn't know we
it
didn't start
just-
recording yet.
It flies by. So I would like to welcome you, my friend, to Plugola. 2 minutes of as many plugs that my guest and I can fit in with the time allowed.
Plug.
You can follow my literary exploits once a month on buffalocomedy.com. You visit my website now at tomfoolery4.wordpress.com, fuckers. Emo.
Jesus Christ.
I have segued to you, sir.
All right, well, this show was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. I know it's always a lot of fun coming over here, but holy shit.
You were a delight, sir.
I had a feeling I was in for a lot of trouble. I thought I was, depends how you take it, right?
Right.
No, it was a pleasure. I like hanging out with a bunch of goofballs.
I don't
always
attack
good.
my guests so much as just blindside them.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, you did a great job, man. You were kind of professional, too.
Thank you. Mark, you were barely adequate.
Yeah, well, it's. I try to keep a steady, barely adequate pace.
He's working on these
for
naked
the next,
photos.
for the next few months, I want you to keep an eye out for my new book, Gruff, that Tom will be helping me publish.
The jury's still out, buddy.
Well, yeah, the jury's still out, but I'm putting a lot of money into it, and I'll buy off the jury. We'll make it happen.
You're loaded now. You got that
Yeah,
retirement cash.
Hey, we got to
I
mention the
am.
fact that Mark works together. We work together on projects, comic books and graphic novels, too.
Absolutely.
We have a
What's
new
the
book
name
coming
of
out.
your comic imprint?
Visions. It's called the Visions Comic Art Group. It's it's published through Queen City Bookstore. Mark's one of the founding members, you might say. Mark does a lot of work for us, and he's really good. He's been very reliable and an amazing artist, and known him for 25 years now
Thank
or
you.
something.
Yep.
Always reliable.
So
Yeah, long time.
if people want to find out more about your films, they can go to?
BuffNickelProductions.com.
If people want to find out more about your comics, they can go to?
We don't have a comic page for Vision, but you can find us on Facebook.
What the fuck just happened? The board died. Are you kidding me?
No, maybe it's
There we
the
go.
button pusher.
It could. It's certainly not user error on my part.
There was
It's
a ghost.
it's the Big Words Poltergeist.
There was
strikes
a
again.
ghost in here. Visions has a Facebook page. We don't have an actual regular web page for that yet. We're hoping to have one eventually. Our next book, which will be based on H.P. Lovecraft Cthulhu era stories, will be out this
Non-Cthulhu.
fall. We love Cthulhu, but we just wanted to do some of this other stuff too. A King in Yellow, Yellow King, things of that nature.
So you're dipping further into H.P. Lovecraft's quiver of.
Yeah, the early stuff is actually highly underrated and really quite good, and it shows a lot of the genius about to develop. And it has a section on pressing buttons on a board, too. But, oh boy, I think we're ending.
We're ending.
Oh,
Yeah.
Folks,
It's the sad.
don't forget to check out the Big Words video bonus. You can just search that on your YouTubes. Type it up with your thumbs on your smartphones. Mark, do you have something sincere you'd like to say? And we're almost out of time.
That's my camera.
I really
bud.
don't. No sincerity left in me. Thank you, though.
How about the website to the film?
That's right.
Okay.
I don't know if I can. We didn't do any Star Wipe here. What the hell?